What Remains of Edith Edith
Finch,
Finch,
like a bird.
Finch.
That's why there was all
Finch.
those birds everywhere.
I'm putting that shit right in the title. Kaboom!
Boom!
What Remains of Edith Finch! Exclamation. Even though it's a question, I put an exclamation.
I see
Fucking
what
add the
you've done
confusion.
there. I've seen what you've done there.
It's not a spelling mistake. It's there.
We will tell you what remains of Edith. Not much.
Not much. Spoilers!
Oh shit, dog. I guess we should talk about. Yeah, I mean, we probably shouldn't get into the spoilers territory on that on that note.
See, but the thing is,
are we getting right into it?
We should just go right into it.
Not even like, hey man, how's your weekend?
Hey, how's it going, man? What Remains of Edith Finch?
Kaboom!
Ended up playing that instead of like, It's been on my mind all week.
Okay, all right.
Jen's trying to write a review of it. And she's like, what do I write? And I'm like, just tune into the podcast and then we'll talk about it and we'll find some answers.
Just just transcribe what we talk about. Well, we get this sorted. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so she got a review copy of it.
Okay.
And then you're like, I played it and it's really good. And I'm like, fuck, now I really want to play this. Like,
I super did love that. So just to kind of like, for those that don't know, it's Edith Finch is it's a, you could call a walking simulator if you want to. Some people have
interactive storytale.
Yeah, some people get a negative connotation to walking simulator, but I mean that's essentially what it is, and it's I guess the plot is this person goes back to this old house, and you find out stories about everyone that lived in that house, and that is no longer around, and yeah, some of the stories are like super quick. Like the swing, that was like a really quick story, like kind of done. But they're all like, and like some they can be a little funny, but they're all kind of dark and.
Well, they talk. It's all about the family's curse, right?
Yes, yeah.
And it's super interesting because I played. I shouldn't say I played it a second time, because I kind of went back to get achievements, but yeah,
you did.
There was obviously things I missed when I played it the first time that when I played the second time, like just the beginning, like even the absolute beginning of the game, I was just like, oh fuck, this was foreshadowing right from the beginning.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
And they sort of they kind of hit it.
Strong start too, like that when you're on the boat there. It took me forever to look down.
Yeah.
It's like it just took me forever. I was like, oh shit, this is awesome. Sorry, I cut you off.
No,
you were saying?
But yeah, but they hid it, like they hid, because I mean the whole idea is like she had like long sleeves and blah blah blah. So at the beginning, yeah, I don't want to ruin it because it's a total spoiler.
So
but well, yeah,
don't you dare.
Yeah, but it was kind of interesting because a lot of people, like, it was like we played it and I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I'm just like, I don't want to play this again because it was, like we said, it's funny, but it's a cursed family. So I was playing through it and it's just like I'm looking at the family tree and it's just like, okay, this person lived from this time to this time, this person lived this, and then I was trying to connect dots where it's kind of like, it's like, well, this guy died before this guy, and this guy was only 4, and then this guy was, you know what I mean?
There was way too many, like, well, that's a really short life. Well, that's not very long. Like, oh yeah. God, and just like, having 2 children and going through these, like, the kid stories, you're like, it's kind of hard to watch. This is really tough.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can handle this. Like each story was really well put together. What was your favorite one, if such a thing can exist?
I think you said yours was Walter,
The
uh,
cannery guy,
the
right?
guy that lived under the.
Oh, that, yeah, that guy was cool. Yes, I like that. That story was, yeah,
No, Cannery guy. I was like this one. That one sort of dragged on for a while, and I was just like,
yeah,
I'm getting depressed watching this because like
yeah.
it dealt a
Well,
lot
I
with
mean,
his
that was the
depression,
point.
right?
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was the point.
and that
But still, yes.
I think that's the other thing about this game is that uh part of it is like it was so much foreshadowing and so much about this cursed family, but like I wasn't enjoying it, but it was giving me such the feels that it was just like this is really well done. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like when you see a bad guy in a movie and you're like, I fucking hate that guy, fucking hate them, and it's like, but that guy's a great actor.
Yes.
If you feel so emotional like that, he's a great villain. And it was kind of like that where it's like I just felt gross the whole time I was playing it, and I just had
Yep.
like all this is like I have to finish this, and I like you care for the characters, and it's just like, but nothing good happens here.
There,
Like
there
I
was,
don't want.
there was, there was not one happy ending. not, not even once. It's always like, oh, how's this gonna? Oh no, it's okay. Yep, yep. And some of them you, you almost see where it's gonna end. You're like, oh fuck, it just you got it, but I still have to go through it. I still have
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
like the Walter one. I'm like, oh shit, I know it's gonna. Oh damn it!
yeah, yeah.
Now I gotta go and see this. And but yes, like that that game was really really good. I'm so glad because I was looking to buy it on PC because it had originally come out on PS4 and PC.
In like a January, right?
Yeah, and then there was like this long delay. It's a small company, so I guess they prioritize their time on one platform, and then they they worked on the Xbox version of it, and so brought it there. And man, I was so happy because I was like, oh, this is great. And then because I was gonna get a PC, and then I thought, oh shit, it's coming to the Xbox. Like fuck, I'll totally just I'll wait for it. I'll score
But
some chivos on it, and
had
why
you
not?
heard? Had you heard that this game was fantastic? That like, cause I hadn't heard about it.
I had heard on some podcasts like people were saying like, oh, it was a really cool game, really cool game. There was the one thing that threw me off was somebody had said, yeah, I sat down and finished it in a night, and I thought, oh, it's not that long. That sucks. But the way I play these games, like I'm looking into every like little nook and cranny, and like the house is just full of stuff. If I had a major complaint about the game, is that you couldn't touch enough stuff.
Yes.
Like Gone Home, you could pick up coasters, you can pick up, and it has nothing to do with anything, but it's like you could pick it up and kind of look around, put it back down. Oh, there's VHS tapes. Let's pick those up. Oh, look at that. And it's
No.
just silly stuff, but it's kind of like everything I saw, I was like, fuck, I want to take a closer look at that. I want to like, what is that? Is a magazine? Like, there's a lot of like the one girl that was a star. She had a lot of like memorabilia stuff. I was like, fuck, I want to pick that stuff up. I want to see that stuff. But yeah, like I still love the game. I wish you could touch more.
Well,
If that's
no,
a
I think I said the same thing to you too when I played it the first time because uh I was just like, there's all these books. Like
yes,
it's like I mean, given that it's a $20 game, small company, it's it's not a deal breaker, but
right,
it's a
yeah,
strong feeling I have through the entire game. Like there's books balancing all over the place. I would have just loved to knock over
yes, just a tap,
just
just a little
tap,
tap.
boom.
Nothing, like, come on now, boom, done.
You know what I mean? Like, but the amount of time that they had to spend to put into detail for a game that's only going to be that, like,
Yeah,
because I think like you said, when I looked at it online, because I'm like I wanted to see what the reviews of it, maybe not getting too much spoilers. It was like I went on the Steam, and it was like, oh, amazing game, 2 hours played. Oh, this game is so great, blah blah blah, hour and a half played. No, I was just like, man, this is not a long game. Like,
Yeah,
is it?
clearly.
But I mean, again, $20 game, uh, extremely highly reviewed. I was just like, hey, man, I can go to a movie for $20. So like,
Exactly.
it's like
That's
it.
the way I see it too. It's like I'm fine. I was completely entertained the whole way through. I loved it. Like I loved every bit of it.
Yeah,
So
if they would have charged $60 and not gotten, the full experience, then it would be like,
right, then I'd be a little bit, but yeah, I thought it was the right price point. I mean, it's a credit to like the way the game looks. Like I think it looked so good that it made you want to touch things. It's not like it was all like low detail and everything was fuzzy or anything like that. It was like this all that stuff looked really good.
yeah,
Like and they had some really cool like lighting effects stuff in there. And I mean, because it's just a house. It's not like it's like it's not like there's it's not like it's a space adventure or anything like that. It's you're walking through this house. But even with that, like when the different stories had different art techniques depending on the character that they were doing, and like the comic book story, and it just it they
well, even
they hit it out of the park. Like
the
it's so good, so good.
the camera, the one where it's
Yeah.
like you're going through the story and it was just like, take a picture, take a picture, take a
That's
picture.
right.
You know
That's
what I mean?
right. And then like you see the little hand kind of come in and take the picture away as you took the picture. Like, so good, so good.
Yeah. So every story was a little different, or every story was playthrough was a little different than.
Yeah.
Oh shit! What happened? Oh, oh. Hello.
Beep, boop, 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 boop.
What?
Beep, boop, 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 boop. I'm back.
Back.
Good.
Oh,
Good.
now we got echo. Kaboom. How's there?
All right. I'll take it.
I'm gonna do this.
Echo?
Oh, look at this. Ooh-wee. A little bit to this side, maybe.
Scoot.
Oh,
Oh, no. Scoot
right
back.
there.
Scoot back. All right.
Fucking technical difficulties.
It's been a week, so I mean, and you've had some graphical issues this week, and you ended up formatting your hard. I'm assuming formatting and starting from scratch.
Yes. But
So
I may have, like, I backed up my user profile and then sort of brought it back. So
Okay.
but without preferences. Like, how, like in Windows you have an app data folder
Yeah.
that has all that stuff. So I backed it all up but didn't bring that over. So I just brought, like,
I didn't know that was an option. That's kind of cool.
yeah. And so it brings it back. So like when I opened up OBS and I had all my scenes and stuff like that, because my files, like, I've in the last couple of years, what I've sort of gotten in the habit is I use Microsoft's folder structure, where I use the documents folder, I use the, you know what I mean? And
I've begrudgingly started using it as well.
yeah, so it's easy to back up my user folder, and I know that everything is in that user folder. You know what I mean? And then I bring it back, and then everything's in that same folder structure. So you know what I mean?
Right.
Like those sound files and all the like Scortbot and all, like,
Yeah.
those they're all there. So I just brought them back and I can launch it.
Perfect.
And then the links to that stuff is still the same address. So stuff like my scenes and all the assets and stuff sort of were already there and already linked properly. So it's kind of like it was easy to rebuild some of that stuff, but that didn't fix my problem. It's extremely
so PUBG
frustrating.
is still not playing nice with your system.
Yeah.
It's just PUBG though. It's not everything else. Like, last time it turned into everything else, right?
Yeah. So everything else wasn't working. Like, it used to be just PUBG, and then it was like I had a night where we were trying to play Rocket League, and Rocket League kept crashing on me mid-game, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just play from the Xbox. And then OBS started crashing on me. I was just like, what the hell is going on? So I launched,
Oh man.
and then I got a copy of Fortnite, and I was playing Fortnite. Didn't even make it through the the
It's a tutorial.
yeah, and it was and they're all crashing the same. Like it's just
Mm.
window closes, no error, nothing. So it's really what's the word? It's sort of like pointing toward memory. But I
Right.
ran a stress test on my memory for quite a long time, and like it's not failing or it's not pointing out any errors. So I had a talk with Break of Day, who's sort of is also in the IT field, and he was bringing up something about XMPP overclocking or something. And he's like, depending on motherboard, sometimes that's enabled by default, and that could be part of your problem, which I haven't had a chance to check yet. But it was a new sort of area to investigate, so we'll see. This is why you know what I mean. This is why I went to console. This is like
So yeah, you can't. I just want to put a game in and let it work, and then
exactly.
download a 10 gig file. That's all I want.
I must have like it's a good thing that I have unlimited downloads now because like
I was talking to Stacy about this same thing just the other day because I don't know how we started talking about if the game needs a big a file like an
patch down.
update, what do you do, right? Because we were updating the Marvel game on her PS4, and she's like, so what do you do if you have a like a cap? Like, how big are these updates? I'm like, well, some of them can be like 10 gigs. Sometimes you have to, like the Halo games, like that Master Chief Collection, wasn't like all the online was
60 or
was
something.
a download. It was like 16 gigs or something ridiculous like that. And I remember Dead Rising 3 had an update, and it was a 13 gig update. Like, it was like, holy shit, guys! Like, how big is the game? Like, so yeah, if you have a data cap and your system is set to automatically download updates, like that could seriously screw you over. So I was like, hey, we're lucky we have unlimited, so nothing to worry about.
Well,
Just
I used to have 450, and I'd leave auto
which
updates
sounds like a
on.
lot.
Yeah, absolutely. But then we like again, like you're saying, Master Chief Collection, 60 gig download with, or like Halo 5. What
Yeah,
was that? Is a
yeah.
60 gig? I saw the game 60 gig download. It's just like, holy shit! Like, you know what I mean? One of those, and then a bunch of YouTube videos, and I'm fucking already at
Yeah,
like
yeah.
half
And
my
it's
bandwidth.
not like you're not downloading torrents or anything. It's like this is shit you bought. Like this is this is stuff you bought and own, and it's you know uh, Wolfenstein is 50 gigs. Like that's the base game. It's 50 gigs. If there's an update to it, that's a couple more gigs. Like that's really huge. That's one game. You might buy 3 games a month that are like that. It's like that's bananas. It's
Yeah, so
yeah.
you're telling me that I shouldn't buy game, like you know what I mean? Like I shouldn't maybe buy these games or buy them and like not
Yeah,
like
well, that it's
I remember being um I remember buying Battlefield 3 and I was already close to my limit and I bought it digitally and then they who had bought the Biggie
yes.
he had bought it the disc, so I borrowed the discs from him so I could
So
install
you
it
could install it so you
without
didn't have to
having to
download
download it,
it. Oh, that's so
so I
good.
wouldn't go over my cap. Cause ridiculous.
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's not like you said. It's not had nothing to do with torrents. Nothing.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's like even in this digital age where I love to buy games digitally more than I like to buy discs. You know, you what I delete a game and then I have to think carefully about reinstalling it. Do you know what I
yes,
mean?
exactly,
Like,
exactly. Like I have like 200 odd games that are like ready to install. I'm like, it's it's a whole lot of it's a whole lot of gigabytes to download. Like holy shit. Um, but but that's where we're at. People are getting all hyped about the next Xbox and the next PS4, and it's like, oh, it's gonna have 4K, textures, and it's gonna have all this stuff, and it's like, well, that stuff comes at a price, and that price is file size. you
yeah,
can't, you can't have a gigantic open world, with 4K textures and be like, you know, it should only be a gig.
Hey, comics.
What's up, comics?
I was gonna say that I remember when they rolled out must have been 1080p videos for YouTube, and then I remember it was like my cap that for a month was like 60 gigs, and I was like never hating it. It was like 30 gigs, 30, and then they rolled out 1080p, and then they made it by default. And just Megan watching YouTube videos, it was just like that first month. It's like
Yeah.
70 gigs. It's like, what the fuck happened? Like,
Oh,
why am I like I wasn't even getting close, and it was just like one change on YouTube totally affected it. The title says "What Remains of Edith Finch" because we spent the first half an hour of the show talking about it and how amazing that game was.
We super loved it. If you haven't played it, go play it. It's amazing. I love it.
I played some Brawlhalla with comics and some of his friends.
I saw you loading up. I can't remember what I was doing. I was a little bloop. Gwildor's playing Brawlhalla. I'm like, Brawlhalla, this fucking guy.
Yeah, so comics threw together
Zero
a
invites
little
for me
tournament.
BGW.
Dude, you didn't miss much.
Oh no.
You remember when we played it at PAX for the first time and we were
Yeah.
we were playing and we were beating people and shit talking them,
Just thumping them. Yeah.
just thumping them. Well, times have changed.
Oh shit.
People learned how to play that game really well.
You know what? Never invite me.
So comics and we're like, how much of this have you played? I'm like, oh man, I played a whole bunch of hours at PAX. We were shit talking people. Yeah, I got thumped.
What was that other game that we were playing? It never came out.
The scuba diving one?
Yeah.
Deep.
Because we were kicking ass in that one too and talking shit. Those made by like 4 brothers, I think, or 3 brothers.
Yeah, it was in Boston though. What was it called?
And it was in Boston. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like some scuba sexy triple kill. Look at this guy fucking talking trash on you.
Yeah, when we were playing, when all 8 of us were playing together, I managed to get the killing blow on 3 of them before the.
Ooh.
So it's like I got a triple kill, and they're like, oh, "Look at this guy. Maybe he's just a ringer." I'm like, "Yeah, I just got lucky." You guys were like, just I was just sitting in the shadows waiting for them to be like, and then it's like a thump. Yeah. I'm actually really happy. I think when we played Brawlhalla, I was just like, when we played at PAX, I was just like, this. I enjoyed this more than I think Super Smash Brothers, because I think it makes Super Smash Brothers. I still think doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah,
like, I don't know.
It doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
Yeah, it just doesn't. It doesn't. Whereas Brawlhalla has a balance. It seems like the characters all have the same set of skills, but they have different weapons. Like they're only slightly different, as opposed to some of the comparisons of like some of the characters in like Mega Man versus Ryu versus like Zelda. Like their skills just don't make any sense.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure someone who plays Super Smash Brothers would like kill me because I'm just. But it like I've tried playing
blasphemy.
Yeah, I put a lot of time into. Well, I shouldn't say put a lot of time. I gave it a chance a couple times, and I just, as a Street Fighter classic fighter, Smash Brothers doesn't make any sense. It was not meant for me. Whereas Brawlhalla, we played it, and it's like, you know what I mean. It has a different feel to it.
Right.
All light, quick are basically
specific per character. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. I haven't touched Brawlhalla in like I guess a year. How much of it has changed?
There's, correct me if I'm wrong. There's like 20 characters. 20.
Okay.
Like I think when we played it the first time, it was like 8 characters.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, there wasn't many characters. Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I mean,
I don't even think there was many levels, to be honest with you.
Yes, I still don't think there's that many levels. I think there's like 8 levels. and I think when we first played it was like maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't even think that original level is in there anymore because it didn't recognize any of the ones that we were playing on. Yeah, it's they retextured most of them. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
They added moving platforms and stuff like that.
All right.
Still super cool.
I'll have to load it up again. I mean, that game was super cool.
I think those. If I remember correctly, I think the first 8 characters are free to play.
Right. Okay.
But they don't look as badass as. You know what I mean?
Makes sense. Makes sense. It rotates every week. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, does it?
So
okay,
pretty standard, free to play structure then.
Yeah. And I think it's like Paladins, where you can buy the Founders Pack and get all the characters and all the updates after that. So, but I mean, it has a Clash Royale type ladder where it's kind of like the more you play and the more points you get. Those opponents, you play those opponents with those skills, and you end up in the Diamond League and the Platinum League and you know what I mean. So it has that competitive sort of stylings to it. So yeah. I'm actually I feel like it's super cool the way it's sort of like I see more people playing it, and it's been pretty successful for those guys. So I was just like,
that's awesome. That is totally awesome.
Yeah. And then Rocket League. Played the Rocket League tournament with those Shed guys, and we got absolutely destroyed by the Frenchies in Montreal.
Oh shit! The poutines, is that what they were?
just demolished. They and they were just talking shit, and just talking shit the whole time, and it was just like, because I was talking shit in Discord to them.
Uh-oh. Shame you muted your mic halfway through the tournament. Comics, it would have just been repeat of as if. We've all played with Gwildor. Come on.
I don't swear that much. Dude, your friends were just like talking the whole time. It's just like, and it's just like talking about shit, and I had nothing to. Yeah, I could, but what am I going to contribute? I said one time, I was like, "You son of a bitch," and they were like, "Whoa,
calm down,
whoa." I was just like,
"We're just talking about Big Macs over here, dude."
I want to play this guy because I could beat this guy. I want to beat this guy. I want to play this guy. I'm like, there was like 8 of us in total. I'm like, we already knew that me and some other guy were gonna get smoked out in the first round, and they were like, "Oh, we're like, this is the 4th tournament these guys have played together."
So wow, okay. And is it still round robin? 6, damn.
No, it was
Has it gone into elimination rounds?
Yeah.
So am I to understand that you are now eliminated from said tournament?
Oh yeah. We played it all in the one day.
There's already a winner. Is the winner already?
Has
the winner already been?
The Black Knight.
The winner? Oh shit! That sounds ominous.
I was playing, and then halfway through the tournament, Jen called me, and I'm just like, I'll just take this call because I'm fucking.
Gwildor, we're playing a game here, man.
I'm just like, I have nothing to contribute to this. I'm watching these professionals fucking kill each other and just duck dive, dodge, duck dive, and weave, and I'm just like,
I got nothing. I have nothing here.
I'm like, I don't even know how to throw my weapon down. I just like.
You pick up the phone, Jen. Save me! Save me!
It's good.
So it's good. It's good tournament. Good.
Yeah. So I got destroyed in Rocket League and I got destroyed in Brawlhalla. So it was a very emotional week for me. And then I played what remains of Edith Finch and fucking. There's
Oh, then
there's
your
no
soul
jumps.
was destroyed.
Yeah.
This is a real feel-good game you picked there.
The unlisted pirate game had a beta this week, and I was like, I don't even want to play games. My soul's so dark. I couldn't.
Comics, you reminded me. I should do the same.
So what else did you play this week?
So I played an old game that I had in my backlog for forever, which was The Fall. It went on sale like for $1.99 or something ridiculous like that on Xbox, and I bought it and then I never played it. And it's essentially like a kind of like a action adventure game. You play as a combat suit, and you're trying to keep your the human inside your suit. You're trying to keep them alive.
I have this for Wii U.
Okay.
I got it as part of a humble bundle. Okay, yeah,
It's a really cool game. And I guess it ends with a to be continued, so I'm assuming they'll make a Fall 2.
That's been out for a while though, hasn't it?
That it'll be a 3-part game.
Yeah, May 2014.
Yeah. I want to say it was made by like 2 people. So and like the Kickstarter list at the on the credits, it's like enormous. So I imagine the sequel will probably take quite a long time although 3 years probably they're due for at least an announcement of a sequel. So yeah, it's just kind of like an adventure game. You know, you pick up stuff. You kind of have to figure out puzzles. There's some combat in it, and the story in it is pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I feel like I got stuck on this right at the beginning.
Yes, there is. It's a tough game. There's a lot of things where you just kind of like you get to a spot, you get stuck, or you die, and you're like, okay, what did I have to do to not die on that? So then you kind of have to go back and be like, okay, I'm gonna use the fish guts here. I'm gonna use the fish guts here. I'm gonna use the it's kind of like, let's see if I can combine these 2 things. Let's see if I can. What happens if I put the red juice into this thing? What happens if I do this? Or it's kind of have to figure that stuff out on your own. So it's not an easy game, but then because there's an achievement, there's 2 achievements where there's like a kill this guy, don't kill this guy. And when you kill him, it saves automatically, and so you can't just load it up and then not kill him. You know what I mean? So you have to play the whole game again to not kill the guy. And it's like one of the last achievement I have for this game. So it's like 50 points. Like, fuck it, I'll just play it again. And the second time I played through, because you know what you're doing, it's like an hour.
Really?
Like, put this here, got this here, let's go. Pow, 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 pow. Put this fish thing over here, do this. You're like super quick. And then I didn't kill the guy, and it didn't give me the achievement.
Oh my god!
Fucking pissed. So I thought, all right. And again, like, it fades to black, and then and the achievement doesn't pop. You're like, shit. If I reload this, it's after the fade to black, so I can't fight that guy again. So I played the game again.
Wow. NK, what's up, buddy?
I played it again, and I still didn't get the achievement. So I was like, all right, I'm out, and I just deleted it.
Wow. That's dedication.
But I did super like that game. That game is really good.
He played
It is what I get for
he
trying.
played the
Oh, I was
fall,
playing The Fall.
and he played it 3 times for an achievement that he never got.
3 times for a 50-point achievement. It wasn't even like 500 points. It was like 50 points. I'm an idiot.
Sounds like something NK would do.
Dude, let's talk about achievements. NK is in second place this month behind me on my achievement lists here. He's 2,000 points behind me, but he's,
I was all proud of myself that I got I got all 1,000 achievements for what remains of Edith.
Yeah,
And I'm like, I got all 1,000. I'm like, this is
it.
but they're like, they're all 100-point achievements. So like, there's no way I'm not getting any of this.
Yeah, I love it. It's like as soon as I saw that they were all 100 points, I'm like, we're gonna get all these.
I didn't even think about achievements until, I think I was at the pool table and I started hitting the pool balls, and I'm like, holy shit, I can hit something. So just out of fucking curiosity, I'm just like, I'm gonna hit all the pool balls. Ping, 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 ping. And then an achievement popped. I was like, holy shit, 100 achievement points. This is great. I'm like, and then I was like, let's look at the achievements. And I was like, they're all 100. And I could see some really obvious ones I missed. I'm like, fuck, I'm totally going back. And then the more I played the game and I was just like feeling really gross about it, I'm like, I don't know if I want to go back and get these achievements. I was torn. Yeah,
yeah.
Steam achievements are
mean nothing to anybody.
Yeah. They're so stupid. And they don't affect anything. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
You know how you have Steam levels? No, that doesn't
they
even
don't
mean
do
anything.
Yeah, it's like, who cares?
No points.
So I did play The Fall. I liked it. I'm glad I kind of got to it. I'm now working through Silence, which is like an adventure game. It's a little dark, so I'm kind of going through it slowly. And I also picked up Infinite Mini Golf by Zen Studios.
Yeah, I saw you playing that.
Zen makes the pinball games. I love those Zen pinball games. So when I saw that they were making a mini golf game, I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. Like, I want to support these guys. So I bought it just because it's a studio I like. I want to give them money. So it's a fun game. I don't like the way you level up, and because you level up by doing challenges. Like, it'll say, okay, get 10 hole-in-ones, get a 10-foot putt, collect 10 stars or something like that, and then each one of those things will give you a star. You get 5 stars, you level up.
Yeah.
And then the next time it's like, get 10 stars again. And you're like, well, shit, and you can't look at that stuff while you're playing the game, but you're kind of like, did I get enough? I don't know if I got enough. Did I get have I collected enough purple things? So then you kind of like, okay, I'll quit out of this and then look, and it's like, no, I only got 4. I needed 5. I'll go back into the game. You couldn't do it in game. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like you had to get out of the game you were playing. So it just seems like a UI issue. And then, but you could make your own courses, and sometimes it would say, like, use these power-ups, like use the heavyweight power-up twice. I'm like, okay, so it's like you make a course and you put the power-ups in the course, and then you just kind of use it, and it's like, oh, you did it. so there is a bunch of, when you just play quick play, it feeds you a user-created courses, which, like, sometimes super cool, and then
the other times it's just the hole in front of the fucking
yes cut. Exactly. Other times it's like the hole 5 feet in front of you, and you're like, well, what is this shit? Like, and of course there's an achievement for uploading a course. So there's like, and like, I looked on the game, and it's under achievements, that achievement is 100%. Like, everybody that has bought that game has got that achievement. So there's a ton of these, like, 5-foot putts are like great, but there is some really amazing uh, um, courses that people have put together, and some of them are just like fucking just deviously hard, like super fucking tough.
It's
Um,
Super Mario for the mini golf.
it really is. It
Super
really
Mario
is, and
Maker.
it's funny. Like the first couple ones I was making, I was like having like little jumps, and I thought I was being all clever, and then I started doing the quick plays and seeing what other stuff people have created. I was like, holy, this changes everything. There's like, I all my stuff was like right along the ground, and then I played this one where it started at way up high, and it kind of did like a spiral down, and like the hole was actually underneath where I had started from, and I was like, this is bananas. Like this is just crazy. So then I was like, okay, how long can I make a track? So I made one that was like going around the room and down a hill and up this, and yeah, it was super cool. It's a really fun game, and building the courses is super simple. Um, and there's tons of like little mechanic things that you can put in there. There's no windmill, disappointing, but
Ooh.
but there is other things you can kind of put in to manipulate the ball and things like that. So
Has Zen Studios made anything else other than pinball? Because I feel like they
yes,
made this
they
is not their
made
first.
they made Castles
Oh, I
Storm.
played that one. The one where
Castle
it's like
Storm, is that
yes,
is
yes,
that the
yes.
one it's called? I think it's called Castle Storm. It was
A tower
that game's
defense kind of.
old. It was kind of like a tower defense game. Yes, yes. Um, I want to say that's the only one that they've done, and I think they made. I could be wrong here, but I think they also made a rhythm game called Beats Boom. I'm gonna look it up. I gotta look it up.
Kick beat.
Kickbeat. There it is. That's the one. Yep. Yep. Castle Storm, Kickbeat, Zen Pinball.
Wait, wait a minute.
What do you got?
This can't be right.
What are you saying?
They were also involved in the making of the Ghostbusters video game.
What?
Yeah,
The most recent one?
the one in 2009 where it was like
Oh
a
God.
top-down. Castle Storm was kind of fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It was. I'm not big into the
Tower defense kind of stuff.
tower defense games, so it didn't really take with me, but like what I saw of it, what I played of it was like, okay, this is pretty deep. Like there's strategy and stuff you could kind of go into it. Yeah, yeah. So like I said, I really like Zen Studios. I love their pinball games. Um, and when I saw that, because Infinite Golf was previously just on Steam, and so when I saw it was coming to the Xbox, I thought, let's throw these guys some cash and pick the game up. And there's like golfer customization, but what bothers me is that the golfers look like kids,
Yes.
right? And I'm just like, man, this is not me. This is some. It's like, but maybe I could make this guy kind of look like me, and it's like, no, this is 12-year-old me. It's like, I can't handle it. But yeah,
Was there multiplayer in it?
yes, yes, there's multiplayer in it. There's I think it's online and couch.
'Cause golf with friends on Steam is really popular.
Okay, okay. I mean, yeah, it could be a fun game to play. It's certainly a lot better than the Dead Rising golf game that
I was gonna say that.
the game was. I was so excited to play it, and just the way it works is just so bad. It's just terrible. I will say like the putting in Infinite Golf I really like because it's just you're just pulling back the right stick
Yeah.
to how hard you want to hit it, and then you just let go and you putt. So it's not like you have to kind of pull back and then pull forward in a smooth movement like sometimes you do it, and if you don't hit it straight, you shank the shot and stuff like that, which is so this way it's just kind of like, no, you point the way you want and then you say how hard you want to hit it. You're done. And like the Dead Rising one was like a 3-click thing, and the bar just there, like it was like the C, right?
Yeah.
So the bar would go up to the top of the C, and you would be like, okay, hit A, so that you would hit it as hard as you can. But when you get it at 100%, the bar comes down super duper fast, so you can't get a straight shot. It's harder to get a straight shot. But if you go to the top and get like 90%, the bar comes down at a different speed. And so if you're thinking you're getting 100% and then you're hitting the A again really quickly to to hope that you're getting it back in the center, but because you got 90 or 80%, the bar's going down slowly, so then you shank it to the left as opposed to shanking it to the right. It's just like, this is fucking horrible. Yeah, this is really bad. Maybe it gets better with like better clubs or something, but it was really bad. I couldn't wrap my head around it, unfortunately.
Shitty. They were saying that speaking of Dead Rising 4, it was on special this week, and they're saying that it hasn't even sold 1 million copies.
Really?
Yeah.
But didn't it come out on multiple platforms, Dead Rising 4, or was it Xbox only?
Well,
I want to say that was multiple platforms.
Dead Rising 4. That's a good question. It's on Steam, so platforms,
on Steam?
Xbox One and Microsoft Windows. That's it.
Ouch. Speaking of sales, didn't Ubisoft say a Ghost Recon was still their top seller?
Is it?
Yeah. It's been doing really well. I can't remember what.
I still need to finish that. Yeah, Dead Rising 4 was like $10 or something. Or $19? $19. Yeah, $19 on Xbox Store.
Yikes. Wildlands is the year's bestseller so far as for Ubisoft.
That game's really good, though.
Yeah, the game is great. I'm glad it's doing really good for them. Here's the thing. I don't like... Well, I don't know how to say this. I'm not crazy about the games as a service like they're doing with Rainbow Six. Like, I realize it's better for them to kind of like make the platform and then say every year we're just going to add to it, and you buy like a season 2 of Rainbow Six. But I kind of want to get a new Division, and I don't want it to be like, oh hey, Division season 2 is, because like, I don't have that game anymore. I don't want to rebuy the game for, like, I want to, like a fresh start. Like, I want it just like Destiny. Like, I want a fresh start to that. I don't want to continue what I haven't touched in over a year. You know what I mean? Like, I want the good. Give me the good stuff.
So, how?
Okay, like, so like, if I buy
make a sequel.
If I buy NHL 18, okay,
right?
If I buy NHL 18 at the store, and I get it for $80 Canadian, because we're jackasses, and then for NHL 19, they say, hey, give us $30 and you can get the 19 season. I'm all for that. I think that's awesome, because, like, let's face it, the iterations aren't that great, like, aren't that big year to year, right? And then for NHL 20, give me like the box game again. Like, I'm totally cool with that. But for games like the Division, I want it to be want it to be like a big game every time they release it. I don't want it to be like I'm not crazy about what they're doing with Rainbow Six, which I mean, I guess for them is working out great because people are playing the online and all they want is more maps and stuff anyways, right? So they're kind of getting what they want, but I want a whole new game. I want more. I don't want just like an add-on to the game. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like give me a fresh kind
Give
of
me a
like
sequel to it.
yeah, give me a sequel, Like, okay, we're not in New York, we're in Boston, or we're in Washington, or we're in like, give me something. So yeah, I and I understand financially why those those expansions work, right?
Right.
Um, so and like I could see the benefits of it for players, but for me, I want it to be like if they announced, hey, we have season 2 of Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'm like, I don't really care. It's like no, make another game. We're going to Cuba, Island Thunder. Let's do it again. Like, let's do like give me something, fresh and because I feel like when you're making a boxed game, you're gonna make the most of it. Like, you're gonna make the most changes. Whereas if it's just like an expansion, it's like, well, we're happy with the game the way it is. We're not gonna touch any of the kind of like the fundamentals of it. We're just gonna give you like a new map here and maybe another character here, and that's it. It's like, oh, I don't know if I'm crazy about that.
Yeah, but traditionally, I don't think that stuff is really sold that well because you lose. Like, maybe it's just me, but I feel like I lose patience, or you spend so much time in that world, you just grow out of it.
Yes, exactly. Like the thought of going back into Division now, I'm just like, I don't. Like,
I don't even know if
I put 100 hours into that. I don't know if I want to go back to that. You know what I mean?
the story of that game lost me. Like, as I got close to the finish of it, and it just got really repetitive, and like the last boss was kind of stupid, and it just like it's like, okay, like I was super stoked for this game, and I was like so into this game, and I spent, I didn't spend as much time as some other people. Like you said, you spent 100 hours. I maybe spent 20 hours, but at that point, it was starting to drag on, and it was just like some of the stories didn't quite make sense, and it was just like they were just trying to craft something really unique, so they just kept trying to pump more side quests and little stuff into it, and it's just like, okay, I get it, there's a virus and people were being burnt alive, like, you know what I mean, like,
Yes. Yeah.
so at that point it's just like and so
And the online for me didn't work. Like the danger zone, the dark zone. The dark zone didn't work for me. Like
yeah, well, they didn't
I just wanted it to be, player versus AI. I didn't like having other people there. Was like the tension was there. It was really cool, but you get burned by that once or twice, and you're like, well, I don't want to fucking play in here anymore.
right.
Like,
No, totally true.
and especially because I was playing it, and I'd be like, oh fuck, I want to, I'm going into the dark zone because I'm enough of this single player stuff. I'm like you said, like this is just getting repetitive. I'm gonna go into the dark zone, get some cool gear or whatnot, and it's like going in there alone is a death wish. Like, you go in there and you're fucked, right? So it's like, well, if you don't have your buddies with you, like, just don't go. It just, I don't know. It just, at that point, and then knowing that you couldn't get the good gear playing solo, that kind of ended the game for me. I was like, well, there's no use grinding because you can't get any of the really good shit. You got to go into the dark zone to get, and you can't bring it back because you're gonna get killed. So it's like, fuck it, this isn't worth it.
Yeah, it's a total bummer. So did you hear that PUBG has been running on they've already got like a running version of it, and it's been running 30-40 frames a second.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I heard the biggest news about that coming to the Xbox is they will keep the 100-player count.
Yeah, yeah. They were
That's
saying players unknown
that's
or whatever.
awesome.
Yeah. That, and I mean, I don't see that.
Because we talked about that, how it's like, well, if that was a 32-person match, it's not the same,
Completely.
right? Like it's just not the same. So it's great that they've kept the 100-player count. Like I think that's kind of quintessential part of that game.
I'd be interested to see how they balance it, and considering like someone on Reddit was comparing it to Mag, where it's like, okay, Mag was 256, but I'm like, they always balanced, like everyone was in small
Yes,
segments.
it's like
So the same
you
thing.
never saw 250 people at once, right?
Yeah,
Like
and it is sort of the same with Player Unknown. Is like you get dropped and there's like 100 people, but they're all over the island. So if you can mechanic it in some way that you can just handle, you know, short. Really, the chances
like 5
of
groups of 20 or something like
yeah,
that, right?
the chances of 100 people getting in one spot at one time and not killing each other is like, I mean, it's very rare, or
Right.
it's probably impossible unless everyone agreed to not do it, and then do you know what I
Don't
mean?
shoot! Don't shoot! Don't shoot!
Don't shoot. Let's see if we can crash the server. But game styles, well, it's not quite possible.
Yeah.
So I mean, it seemed totally feasible that they should be able to do it. Let's move on to the other stuff that.
Yeah.
Oh, look up. You heard that that they're making more content for Dying Light?
Yes. Yes.
That
And
kinda-
I kind of want to buy it now. Am I a bad person?
I bought it digitally and still own it, and would love to play that with someone.
you know what? I think I might end up making that purchase because I think I've seen it for like $25 or $30. I think I should just take that dive, and pick that up, because now you're getting free DLC for the rest of the. Well, is it the rest of this year, or is it 12 months from now? 9 DLC over the next 12 months.
Yeah, it's 9 DLC over 12 months.
Okay, well that's not bad.
Yeah.
Which
But-
I guess means they're not making a Dying Light 2 anytime soon.
It sounds like it, but it's supposedly from the announcement that they were saying that you know, the game is still played a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
even on Mixer, I feel like I've seen it still being played. So
I was gonna say the same thing. Yeah. Did they specify whether it was like, is it new stories? Is it just new weapons? Is it like
it sounded like they're bringing more stories.
okay, that's awesome.
But I can only imagine that there's no way that they can do 12, you know, 9 pieces
Yeah.
of DLC being all stories. So
Yeah.
they're
You'll
kind of
they'll probably
like iffy. Like there's not a lot of detail on it, but I mean I still have to finish the game the first time because I still haven't finished it. But that got really creepy. That game. It's like when you go at night and they're just fucking being chased down by the big powerful guys. It's just like, oh god, I don't know. But it took a long time for me to get guns. I remember getting guns, and it's just like,
yeah, you know what? I think I played, like, they had a free weekend and I played it. Or maybe they had a trial that I played, and I felt like super underpowered.
yeah,
And,
for a long time.
and it kind of ruined it for me. I think because I was all like gung ho to get it, and then I played that and I was like, maybe I'm not crazy about this. But it seems like the game has got so much support that you know,
The parkour in it was really good.
yeah, that part that part was really cool.
And it was kind of funny because going through the story, you're when you're first sort of introduced to guns, you're going through and you're picking up Tommy guns and you're going, oh, this is going to be awesome. You get knocked out at the end of the mission and all your guns are taken away from you. You're like, I fucking hate this game.
Why would you do this?
Yes, this is fucking retarded. But I think shortly after that, I started getting guns I played with, I think I played with Blues once, and he joined my game and he had guns on him like M16s, and he could just drop the guns and
Nice.
drop out, and you'd have that gun. So yeah. So yeah, that's pretty cool. That game is
Yes.
pretty old though. Dying Light. When did that game come out? Because I feel like I bought it just
I want to say that that was really close to launch.
2015, January
Okay.
2015. So 2 years ago.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
2 years later, you're pumping in more free DLC into it.
Yeah, seems kind of crazy. Well, who knows? I mean, maybe
It's a
the
marketing
idea
ploy
there.
to get
Yeah, it's
people.
like, you get people sucked in, and then it's like, at the end of the 12 months, hey, guess what? Dying Light 2, carry your progress over or something like that.
10 and 12. That's interesting. What else? Oh, okay. So well, I guess a couple of weeks ago they finally dropped the Atari box. Or-
Yes.
Doesn't look like they've given us a list of games though.
No, but the box does look really nice.
Well, one of them does because they drop it in two colors, right?
Yes. The wood paneling with the light coming through, I kind of thought that looked nice.
So did you hear that they want? It sounds like this is going to be a console on top of a retro system.
Oh boy.
So like,
So yeah, they were asking for developers if they want to, if they want to develop for this thing too. It's like,
the next Ouya.
uh,
It-
can we just take
CNC.
a little, like, a hot second here and talk about how fucking ridiculous the Ouya was, and how, like, all these fucking people were like, oh, I gotta get a fucking Ouya, man. Ouya's gonna be the next fucking thing. And it's like, what were you thinking? What? Why would people think that that was gonna be a good system? Like, it still boggles my mind.
I was interested in it for the strict sakes of I thought it would make a great media center, but at the same time, it was just like
Yes,
I
but
saw
it wasn't
saw
like,
the Android games they were releasing on it. I'm like, this is what I needed to pay $100 for.
yeah, the way they were talking about it, like, their marketing for it was just like, give me a break, guys. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
I can't believe they ran out of money so fast. Who is Tom Green and Andy Dick?
Tom Green, Andy Dick.
Jerks.
Okay. They're didn't Tom Green have that show? Is that the right Tom Green?
I think so.
All right.
Doesn't he have a YouTube show?
Sure. Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Like and
He's,
subscribe. Leave a message below. Like and subscribe. Hit this button here. I like video games. Do you like video games? Leave a note in the message about which video games you like.
Comment. He's calling us Tom Green and Andy Dick. Oh, I get it.
Okay. Oh, see.
You're Andy Dick. I'm
Good
Tom
thing
Green.
CNC is here. I'm Andy Dick. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to look up the Andy Dick. Yes. Okay. Sure. I need glasses, but I'll take it. So forget about the Atari box. Forget about the Atari box. What about the Genesis flashback?
Flashback. I guess
Which looks nice.
Yeah, I guess I was super intrigued by it because I was just like, well, you know what? I never had a Sega. and
Yes.
all I saw was all the games for Sega on it, and I was like, that's fucking awesome. Like, you're getting how many games on this thing? But at the same time, I was just like, I bought, like I bought the Nintendo one, and I don't use it. I think there's still, I think nostalgia is still lodged into people's brains where just like you want to have that moment,
But you
but
can't.
it's just an itch. You know what I mean? Like, you just
Yeah.
play it and you play it 5 minutes. You're like, yeah, I'm done. Like, I really, like, guys, we're in the future now. I'm fucking destroying robots and fucking climbing, with
I'm
fluid
playing
motion.
soccer with cars, for Christ's sake. Like,
Yeah,
we're in the future, man.
totally. And then to have these games come out like the classic, and you're like, oh fuck, this is amazing. But so when I saw this was announced, and how many games were in it, I'm just like, I don't have a Sega. I kind of want to buy it to play. I'm not gonna play these games.
No, you're not. No, you're not. And like, I think I would have less of an issue with it, with these like retro thingies, if I wasn't so soured on how Nintendo has been running things with like the NES Classic and now the Super NES Classic. It just, it's kind of gross. Like, I kind of hate how they're doing things, and like they are creating a scarcity for these things so that scalpers are buying them up and selling them to moms that are want to buy them for their kids for Christmas for like $200 more than the damn thing is worth. And I just find that gross. Like, I just think it's super gross.
And Nintendo's letting it happen.
Yes, and they are absolutely letting it happen, and it's, I don't know if it's a business plan, but it's just the fucking grossest business plan. Like, I don't. The idea that it's like, oh, we just don't have them. We don't have many. I don't know. Oh,
We
what are we
can't
gonna
seem
do?
to manufacture them.
Yeah, it's like, manufacturing. How does it work? Because we couldn't get it with the Wii. We couldn't get it with the Wii U. We can't manufacture Switches. And it's like, come on, guys. Like, clearly this is bullshit. Like, you just, we live in an era where anything could get made super quickly. You can't tell me it's like, oh, you just didn't realize people wanted these things. Oh, and so no, fuck them. I'm not buying. And also, $100 for the SNES Classic. You can go fuck yourself. That is not worth it. I will download the ROMs and play it on my RetroPie. Thank you very much. and I will play it for the exact same amount of time that I would have played it had I bought the goddamn system, which is 5 minutes, like you had previously stated.
Yeah.
Because we've played those games. Like, I don't,
Well,
some
totally.
of those games on that Nintendo list, some of the best games ever. And yet, I'm like, I don't really need to play them again. Like, I played them. They're great. Yes. I don't know.
The same could be said. Like, we've had conversations about how awesome Star Tropics is. I'm so happy to have it, but I've yet to try to play through it again. Do you know what I mean? Like, I may load it up just to get the theme song and fling yo-yo once, and I'm just like, oh yeah, that's all I remember. That's all I need to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And turn it off.
Turn it off. Let's try something else. Like, yeah. I guess jumping on it, like, I think it'll sell because people, like I said, I think a lot of people are crazy for nostalgia, but
I'm not sure about some of these games on here though. Like, ugh.
But were these big on Sega? Because I never Altered Beast.
I'm sure. You know what, dude? I'm sure Mr. Balls was fucking huge on Genesis,
but I mean, 85 games, right? Like,
yeah,
fantasy,
yeah.
I guess if you're a huge star of Fantasy Star, then you got 4 Fantasy Star games.
Yes,
you've got
yes.
65 Sonic games.
Vector Man is on there. I mean, there's all the Sonics that you could ever want is on there.
Some Golden Axes.
So what if Plumbing Contest is on there as well?
Yeah, I think it's cool, and I think they'll make money off of it. I don't know.
Hold on a tick. Curling 2010 is on there. That can't be right.
It was
Can that be
futuristic
right?
curling.
Okay. Okay.
There's gonna be robots in it. Google it. Curling 2010 Sega.
Sure. Why not?
What the hell?
Oh man. Okay. There you go.
Yeah, super cool. I don't
Super
know.
cool. You totally want one.
Two control.
You're not gonna buy one.
No, but was there something else different about, like, what did I pulled it up and it said digital versions of the classic games come with a purchase, which can also run cartridges from the Sega Genesis as well.
That's cool. So you could still.
So
stick,
if I
like,
own
old
Sega
games
Genesis games, you can put them onto this thing and play Sega games.
That's super cool.
That's super smart.
Yeah.
But it doesn't say anything about it being HDMI or whatever upscaling.
No, I'm pretty sure it's got an HDMI out.
Would have to.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
I'd be interested to see how it goes. I'm not buying one. There's no NHL 97 on this thing. Fucking, where's Jeremy Ronan?
Then why bother?
Oh man, can you imagine fucking the score having like a Sega Genesis hockey NHL? Oh, I want that.
I'm gonna make Superfan 99 bleed.
So yeah, Sega Genesis, Atari box. Oh, and then I guess Splatoon 2 was released last week, and they finally launched their fucking
Splatoon 2. Yeah, man, we should talk. We should talk.
We should hang out.
Let me get the setup here. I've got my phone. Okay, so I've got another headset here. And then I'm gonna have to get a breakout box. So where?
And you got to keep your phone on at the whole time.
Don't worry about it. Who needs batteries? We live in the future, man.
Can you fucking
Early
believe they
2010.
dropped this shit? That is unbelievable. Like, Nintendo deserves to have their fucking, stool pushed in for this shit.
They totally do, and they don't, and they're not getting it done, and it's just like, why aren't more people giving them shit for this?
I think everyone is just sort of smashing their head, going, "I don't care. I want to play Splatoon 2."
Yes, yes, and not to take anything away from Splatoon, because by the sounds of it, it's it's more Splatoon, which is awesome.
Yeah.
So
the first one was amazing. The second one, I'm sure, looks. I mean, I've watched a couple of mixer streams on it, and it looks fucking fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like it's super duper fun.
The Shed guys are playing it tomorrow, on the Shed channel. They play it.
Oh, nice.
There's 4 of them that play. They were playing Mario Kart the last little while, but they all bought Splatoon 2 and are play tomorrow. So I'm interested to check that out, because it's oh man. But I mean, they'll do it just like what they should do. Discord, like Discord's an app on your phone. So if I really wanted to do it,
yeah, that's a sad state of affairs, though. That it's like you're using like a third party thing that, let's look. You shouldn't even be using your fucking phone to talk to people in a game. Like, you should be using the console. Like, it shouldn't have to be an app. Like, it should be.
But what is their guarantee? Like, what's the guarantee? Like, I know you've spent money and you've bought a Switch, or somehow it's, but there's no guarantee that every kid is going to have a cell phone.
The thing that kills me is, Reggie was like, this is the more elegant way that we're dealing with voice audio, and I'm like, elegant? Oh my god, what are you talking about? This is the worst thing ever.
It's super retarded.
It just sounds like they're passing the buck. It's just like, well, we don't know how to do this. It's 2017. How do you make an online game with voice chat? Oh, I don't. Nobody's ever done this before.
Yeah, no one's got experience.
We should just get well, phones. People use phones to talk all the time. Let's get one of those. It's just so stupid.
Do you think it's do you think it's a limitation of the console?
You know,
not enough reserved memory for that kind of stuff.
Maybe, I guess, I don't know. Is it something that's like they can't run more than one app at the same time? Like would the voice chat be like a separate?
I would think there'd be overhead on that.
Right? Yeah, there'd have to be, right? There'd have to be.
But it can't be that bad. Like, it can't be that much. Maybe there's no multitasking on the Switch.
Look, I mean, the PS3 couldn't do you couldn't do party chat over multiple games for the longest or forever. I can't remember if they ever fixed that. But like, you know, that was a thing where it was like if we wanted to chat, we all had to be in the same game. So you know, they figured it out. It took them 2 consoles. They figured it out. So maybe the Switch 2 will have
yeah, but I don't think they're getting it. They're not.
Maybe this is their age gate. Maybe this is what they're doing to say, okay, we don't want Andy Dick talking to kids, and Tom Green can talk to some kids, but not all kids.
Yeah, yeah.
So maybe that's they're saying. It's like, well, if you're a kid, you probably don't have a cell phone, so you're not going to be in voice chat with these older people. I don't know. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
It seems like Splatoon. Like, I saw a good meme where it was like, Splatoon was a game that was developed for kids, but is being dominated by adults because the whole adults want to play it. And Call of Duty was designed for adults, but it's being dominated by little kids.
Let me 360 no scope, you jerk. Welcome home.
That's exactly it. That's amazing. Anyways, I guess we can wrap it up here. Let's see here. As always, I guess we do this every Sunday or every second Sunday.
Next Sunday will be my... Oh, shit. I don't know if I can make next Sunday. Next Sunday, I won't be on.
Oh.
No, I won't be. Because
You're going to North Bay?
Prince Edward, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Prince Edward County. And I should be back for the Sunday after that, though. So.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Living. L-I-V. Yeah, so... catch us on the weekdays at around 9:30. We try to do this, or not try to do this. We stream during the summer right now between 9:30 and bedtime. You can check us out on Mixer/Gwildor, GWILD0R, and of course Zorbsie, ZORBSIE. You can actually catch us on Twitter under the same moniker or whatever. But yeah, feel free to check us out. We'll see you guys. See you guys later. Word to your mother.
Peace.
Peace.